Hello, I can't even begin to explain how quick that COVID test was. I think I was still 2 minutes away at 4:49 and by 4:54 it was done. I don't even think it took more than a minute. Basically, there was a whole ordeal. I don't know if I mentioned it yet. But the practice is open hours, said that it was open from 5 till 8 on Fridays. And I was like, brilliant, I'll book for 5. And then it didn't have any available slots. So I emailed them and we had a bit of backwards and forwards about when can I get my test? Because if this one hadn't worked out, I could have gone somewhere else. It would have been £10 more expensive and more of a detour. It would have taken me about half an hour to get there. Whereas this is about a 10-minute walk. So it would have just been a bit of a nightmare. It wouldn't really have been how I wanted to spend my night off. But after a bit of backwards and forwards, they said that they could accommodate 5 o'clock just for me, which was very, very kind of them. Although they shouldn't have advertised it if it wasn't, Anyway, they didn't say anything about having to not eat before or blow your nose or anything, but I obviously did both of those things. I did blow my nose and I didn't eat for about an hour before, even though I think it's only meant to be half an hour, but anyway. But because of the fact that it was emailed, I had to ring them up, and so I did. They said, just let us know when you're on your way. So I called them as I was leaving my house, and when I got there was someone waiting outside, waiting for me, basically. And he let me in. I just wanted to double check that my passport number would be on the test, and they said, yep. And then he went behind a desk, and I was in front of the desk, and I wore my mask, but he was like, no, say ah. So obviously I took my mask off, and then he said, look up a bit, and did the thing where you poke the thing in your mouth and it's horrible. And it definitely felt worse than when I do my own lateral flows at home, but whatever. And then he said, okay, now your nose. And he stuck it up my nose, spun it round a bit, and then was like, that's all you need to do. I didn't even have to fill in any forms, tell them that it was me. It was a bit suspicious, to be honest, but I don't mind. It was really easy, and I'm just glad to have got it done. I now just need to hope that tomorrow night I get a message saying you were negative. Actually, not just a message, I need a certificate for this one. I can't have it be positive. I'm not okay with that. And actually, when I got in, I saw that some post had arrived, as it always does, but in this case, it actually for once had my A1 visa. Now, I can't tell you what an ordeal it has been to try and get an A1 visa. Not actually to try and get it, but just to have the actual physical copy of it. That's a story for another time, but let's just say I'm very, very glad to have got it. Anyway, I'm going to call it here because I need to get home, but I'll speak to you all soon, probably. Bye! Hello, I haven't filmed anything today and yet I've done loads. That's an interesting observation. I took out some things from my suitcase because it was weighing at exactly 20 kilos and I knew I still had to add a few things in, and also I don't want to be going to the airport, at my max limit. So I think right now it's sat at 18 kilos, which is still a bit much, but it'll have to do. If it's really desperate, I might be able to put some things in my hand luggage. I'm still not sure what hand luggage I'm going to bring, if it's going to be a mini suitcase or my bag. It'll probably end up being my bag, but we'll see. I put on a last load of laundry and I prepared what I was going to wear for the flight, which I can't believe I hadn't done yet. That's very unlike me. And then I filled out an entry form that I have to do and a couple of other things. There's still plenty of things I need to do. I hoovered as well, which was good. I emptied the fridge, which was absolutely disgusting, and probably a lot of what I threw away probably needed to be thrown away a few weeks ago. So that wasn't a fun job, but I did it. And I'm just glad to have done it now so I don't have to worry about it tomorrow. And then there were 7 eggs in the fridge and I was like, I don't really want to be throwing these away because they are perfectly good and I know that the person who lives upstairs might use them. And we're quite friendly with the person who lives upstairs. She's lovely. I actually went to hers for supper yesterday. So I rang her up and I said, do you want 7 eggs? And she said, yes, please. And at the same time, I thought I'm going to throw the bins out because they are so disgusting and I will not want to deal with it in the morning or when I get back because I want to be clean. So as I went up, I told her I was going to go do the bins anyway because she was a bit like, why are you going out now? Just leave it for tomorrow. And then she very kindly said that she'll watch over me just because the bins are outside. And I wasn't really worried, but it was nice to just know that someone was looking out for me in case something happened. So I was very appreciative of that. And I'm feeling really good about tomorrow. Don't get me wrong, I'm nervous, and I'm going to be nervous until I arrive, or even until I'm with my parents. I have a list of things I need to do tomorrow. In fact, let me have a look at what's still on there. Because again, I do think I've done most of it. I've got a whole list of last minute things to pack. I need to sweep the kitchen floor, I need to water the plants, I need to bleach the toilets, empty the kettle, strip and make the bed, change the heating system, book the coach, book the PCR for when I arrive, and draw the curtains. It seems like a long list still when I look at it, but actually it's not. It's all easy jobs for the most part. And some of the things I can do today, if I speak to my parents, I need to speak to my parents for a couple of things. But I really am feeling better than I thought I would be. I'm just really hoping the suitcase doesn't become a problem. Hopefully it won't. And I'm having a debate with myself about which coach to get. Because basically my flight's at 11. Actually, really importantly, it's at 10 past 11. And one coach that I'm looking at getting would get me there at 20 past 8, which is just under 3 hours. Or the other one would get me there at 10 to 8, which is almost 3.5 hours before my flight, and I don't really need to be there that early. but equally, like, it is rush hour and things could go wrong, so it might just be better to get the earlier one. And I know myself, I'd much rather just be at the airport. And then I also have to decide whether I'm going to book a single or a return, because even though I have a return flight, I might have to fly back earlier, even though I really don't want to. So I need to speak to my parents about that. Anyway, it's all fun, and I know it will be okay. It always is in the end. I mean, even my horrible trip over here, which took 5 days, was okay. So we'll just have to keep going. I'm gonna try and go to bed not too late tonight, but the problem is I'm waiting to speak to my parents, and they'll call me whenever they're ready. And they did say it might be quite late. It's almost 9 now, so it's not even that late. So I'll do a couple of things first that I just want to do. I don't think I'm gonna worry about any more that I can do, so to speak. At least not until I've spoken to my parents. And I will end this video for now here. And I might see you later, I might see you tomorrow, I might not. I don't really know what's happening with any of these vlogs. I keep just pulling out the camera to film something, and then future me deals with it when editing. And I'm so behind on editing. And I'm now getting to a point where I'm worried that the videos just won't be going out at all anymore for a while, probably. I've got a couple more videos scheduled, but that's it. And I like to be ahead. So that's not a good feeling. And I don't know when I'll have time to edit videos either. But at the end of the day, you know, my life is more important than my YouTube channel. No offense to anyone. And the things I'm doing are all good. So I can't really complain. But anyway, that's all. And I will see you tomorrow. Or not. Bye!